it's me again, Ramona Puma, back at it with another Turning Taboo into Talks. Now, this episode is all about personal finance, and I think it's a very, very touchy subject that many people don't talk about with their family, their partner, their friends, their siblings, and I think it's so important to have chats about money matters, because then you can compare and see what knowledge they know and how that can help you advance as well. The most important topic that I wanted to talk about today was pension. Now, a lot of youngsters will probably think, pension? What? I'm not even like in my 30s, 40s, 50s, yada yada yada. I don't want to be thinking about them, but nope. Everybody should be thinking about their pensions from the time they start earning money. Do you know why? Because pension equals a future pay rise to yourself, into your pocket. So you're gonna be producing money for yourself for the future. So this topic is so important, and I will tell you a few things that the UK government is helping us out with. So as of April 6, 2019, the government have increased the automatic enrollment percentage that the companies that they work for will be contributing to their employers. The UK government, I think back in 2012, introduced what's called an auto enrollment for pension, which basically means that every employee, no matter what, should automatically be enrolled into having a pension. There are two criteria for this enrollment. One, you have to be 22 years old minimum, and two, you have to be earning 10,000 pounds salary wise plus in a year, basically. So you need to have those two things to be eligible for auto enrollment of pension. Previously it was only 1% or either 2%, I believe, and now that's from the company side, and you can also contribute however many, but I think 3% was minimum. But from this 2019 financial year and beyond, it's now going to be 3% from your company, and you have to put in 5%. So all in all, 8% of your chunk of your salary will go into your pension pot. Now let me break it down for you, what all of it means, terminology wise and all that. So I've got my red lipstick on, so you know it's going to be a serious topic. So what is a pension? Pensions are basically another form of investments. Investments are... oh, that's another whole video in itself, but basically investments are money that you put into companies. It really varies. There are so many different types of investments. There are index funds which put a certain percentage of money into lots of different companies, or you can be a shareholder of just one company, say Apple. If for instance you buy a chunk of that company, of that share that you own. So basically you're investing in other companies and putting your money into them and helping them basically, you know, have a bit of funding, and hoping that you'll get a return from them and that your value of that investment will increase as the year goes by. That is the main reason why people invest. So to tie it all in, pensions are basically another form of investment, and the money that you put into your pension pot is not going to be sitting there doing nothing and just, you know, ready for you to check out when you need it. That money from the external pension companies, what would you call them? You'd call them pension providers. The pension providers will put that money into certain companies, and hopefully that will give you a return, and hopefully an increase in your returns and your value. So it is in a way gambling with your money, but if you really research thoroughly, it shows that money that you invest in long-term wise, and pension, you are thinking long-term wise, you're thinking, you know, 50, 60 possibly, that's how long you're going to be keeping your money in for, you will always get a return, an increased return in the value of your investment. So I really wouldn't say it's gambling. I'd say you're actually going to be giving yourself a hell of a good pay rise if you have a pension. So that money will be put into different companies by your pension providers, and you just watch your money grow. It really depends on what sort of investment it's going to be depending on your pension provider. So for instance, my pension provider had 3 different options, 3 different portfolios. There was one that was for sort of somebody who wasn't very risky. So they would put more of the money into what they call bonds. Bonds are much safer because it's the money that you give to the government, and so it's not got as much risk. Whereas equity, you're putting into actual companies, actual businesses, and business, as you know, can go up, then it can go down, but then it can go up again. So there's more risk if you have equity. So there was one that was less risky for beginners. So that was, I think, 50-50 bonds and equity. And then there was a medium one, which is more equity and a little less bonds. And then there was adventurous, which was just 100% equity. So none of it was in bonds, and it was all in equities. So it really depends on your pension provider. So once you have auto enrolled in it, I'd really highly suggest that you look into your pension provider, see what sort of companies that they invest in. You can research. Unfortunately, you can't decide on what pension provider your company sticks to, so you'll just have to go with whatever your company chooses. But it should be fine because most of them should be backed up by the financial authorities. So let me just break down to you in terms of figures what it all means. So 3% is contributed by your company, 5% is contributed by you. Let's say I'm earning £25,000 a year, so that's my salary, and as of 2019 to 2020 this pension is based on qualifying earnings, which basically means that you have to have minimum £6,136 you should be earning per year. Anything below that you can't contribute to your pension. So like I was saying, let's say I earn £25,000 a year. You have to minus the £6,136 because you can't contribute that to the pension, times that by 8%, which gives me £1,509 that I will be putting into my pension pot. 3% of which is from your company itself, so it's not all from your own salary, which is amazing. So it's basically free money from your company for your future. So why not say yes to free money? It's amazing, and you just watch it grow every day, every month, whatever. And most importantly, with investments, you have what you call compound interest. So unlike banks, with investments, the money you save, so like I said, I have now got £1,509 in my pension pot after a year of working, after my 25k that I've earned and everything. So that money will hopefully increase in value. So in a year's time, that value might go up to 2,000. It really depends on the financial market. Another amazing thing about pension pots are that this is going to be pre-tax money, so you won't be paying taxes on these. Hurrah! The downside is when you do take your pension out in the future, you will be paying tax on it. But to be honest, there should be increased value to it, and there should be more money than what you'd put in previously. Fingers crossed that the value of your stocks rises. So I think it's a win-win situation at the end of the day. So the downsides of having a pension pot is that it's the sacrifice that you pay at this present time in the moment. So you do have to watch out. So basically, when you do have a auto enrollment to a pension, you'll be getting less money into your pockets every month, because obviously they'll cut off, you know, you contribute 5%, so they'll cut off the 5%. But I think sacrificing your pay cut at this present in time for more money in your future, you're giving yourself a pay rise. So I think it's a very tiny sacrifice for the future. And the fact that the government has made these pensions automatic in terms of enrolling everybody in it, I probably can hunch a guess that the statutory pension payment will probably be less, because it's a compulsory part of the company now. So they'll think, oh, people should have, you know, XYZ amount of money in their pension, so the government should be paying less as, you know, your standard pension after you retire from 68. Who knows what age is going to be in the future. It's going to probably rise to 70. So I really urge everybody to contribute, you know, that minimum amount of 5%. As long as you put in something, you're really saving a lot of money for your future gain. So save up, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this series. I really would love to do more personal finance videos with better explanation. Hopefully I'm not the best, but I think I need to plan a bit more. And that is it for today. I will be back with more videos on lots of important topics that should be put in the limelight, I believe. So catch you later. Bye.